Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. Not so sure it's all that, but it is a pretty neat design and you might learn some little tricks. If you'll take a screenshot of that to help you design yours, we just start out with a 6-sided polygon. Doesn't really matter what size, and hit P. Go up here and rotate it 30 degrees. We want that flat side. Now we're going off this one right here. And quite possibly, we don't need all the lines, but I think I'm going to go all the lines. So if you'll go to the node, and to the node, it's a perpendicular line. And then go from that node to that node, and then go from this node to this node, and that node, to that node. You've got to be on the node because you got to be perfect. And then we're going to do one more. I'm not even sure. Yeah, we need this line. All right. Now I got to remember so we need a circle inside this circle or inside this X. And I want it to go from there to there. So I'm going to take the parallel dimension tool and try to go right through that line. And I'm at 9.46. So I'm going to draw an ellipse and I'm going to make it 9.46. And then I can grab it and hopefully it'll snap right to that intersection. Then I'll just kind of check and we're not there. I've got something off because this is lower than that. Let me check on, oh, there it is right there. My line, and that's why you have to go from node to node, because that's going to change our measurement. So now we're going to get the parallel dimension tool. I'm trying to go right through this intersection or get it really close. See, we're at 9.62. So we're going to take an ellipse and make it 9.62. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that parallel dimension line. And this should snap right to that center. There we go. You see now the lines are going to be matched. Now we need this one's a little bit harder. We need a circle inside of that circle touching the edges. So it's kind of hard to figure out the size. I guess we can measure this way. So let's try, I forgot how I did that. So let's take the parallel dimension tool, try to be in the center of about the intersection. No, see, that's what's kind of hard about it. So let's just do it another way. Let's just take an ellipse and get it pretty close. You know what? We could put a line across there. There we go. That's how we're going to do it. Take a 2-point line and go from there to there. Now that line is going to have a center, but we can't really use it for measurement, but we can use it for centering it. So we're a little bit too big. So grab your ellipse, holding down the shift key and have it grow in. And a little bit too big is okay in this case, but we're intersecting the line, so hopefully we'll stop when we start. Now, whenever you're doing something like this, I find it really smart to group that together and make a duplicate of it, because inadvertently you're going to mess something up. So we're going to start deleting lines. And if this is probably the easiest one, to go from here and delete these lines. And if you see something disappear that might be shouldn't, then that's a problem. So that's why I do that. Now we're going to go here. And we did pretty good. Or I always go we. That's pretty good. Now we did start in the center of the page, and that's always important. And let's bring in some indexing line, and you can see that's in the center of the page. Let me move these out of the way. because we're going to rotate from the center of that page. I'm just going to take my Smart Fill tool, basically making a new object, and I'm going to nudge it down twice. And now I can move this out of the way. And because we moved it twice, let's left arrow key back twice. And let's take this one and let's put a little interactive fill tool, making it look like it's going underneath there, put a little shadow or a black. Now I'm going to make them all the same color to rotate them. So we're going to Control G to group it, and then I can change the color. I'm going to Control D to duplicate it. And I need to go backwards from this. I don't think I hit the center. Yep, I did. We're going to rotate a negative 120 degrees and then Control D. And then a negative 240 degrees. And there you have it. Now, let me take away the indexing line. Now you can change. We can go here, go up to Object, Group, and Ungroup All. And now we can change the color. So we're going to get the Interactive Fill tool, and we're going to make this one green. Whoop, I missed the mark. It has to be inside that. Well, why is that doing that? Oh, somehow I got the Interactive Fill tool and the whole thing. Maybe I didn't ungroup it. Okay, I didn't ungroup all. Select it all, Object, Group, and Ungroup All. Then we can get see the colors. And remember, we didn't fill in those other ones, so there's only these three. So we're going to make one of them green. That's not working. It should not leak. It should just be this color. You know what? When all else fails, start over. Let's just delete these lines. We're still working the center page. Let's group it. Control. I'm just wondering if I already had a duplicate. That was probably the problem. I already had one duplicate. So Control D, whenever you have two duplicates, it causes problems. Now you notice I'm going backwards because that's the way it's just going to work. So a negative 120 and then Control D. That time it worked. Now I can select it all, go up to Object, Group, Ungroup All. Now we could change the color. So I'm going to make this one green. And we can make all of them different colors. Then I'm going to make this one blue. You know what? Let's make it yellow. Now, you know, I don't like yellow. Yellow doesn't look good. I'm going to put a little more darkness onto that one. Make it a little more bluer. Now we're going to leave the other one red, but we're going to go here and we can just check green. We're going to go here and just check blue. So you have that, and always Control G to group it. Excuse my yawning. I've been working out in my garden all day. Put a black box around it. Object, order, back a page. It's not all that, but it's a couple of tricks you might learn. And you could put a little, you know, you could do a lot with this. You could completely change the look. Let's take this one, get the interactive fill tool that we did not use, and let's put red on both sides. And then let's put a white in the middle to make it kind of look like it's shining or turning, like it's a piece of metal. Whoop. Corel does that to me every once in a while. So, and if you wanted to do that again, if you like that, let's group this together, Control G. You know, the only problem is I don't know if I nudged it or not. Hopefully I nudged it. Well, see, that's why you don't really want to move anything, but I didn't know I was going to do this. So I'm just going to grab it right there with that X and put it in the center of the page. Control D to duplicate it. Double click on it, move the rotation of the edge. Negative 120. Control D. Whenever you make a mistake, a human error, Control D and make it a negative 240. Now we can change the colors again. So we've got it all. Let's ungroup it all. I'm glad I did this to make the video a little bit more worth watching. So we're going to make this one, see how I've got that? So we can go with the green here. It's not, green just doesn't work with that white. Well, we're going to go with it. And on this one, we're going to use the blue, and blue normally works with that white. To me, the white is like it's going around a bend, and then just change this one. Well, that one's going to be red. This one we want green, and this one we want blue. Makes it, to me, totally different. Group it, nudge it, in case you ever want to play with it again. So the green just doesn't show off. Like that actually looks like a bend. In the blue, kind of the green, not so much. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody someday, and thank you for watching.